Hey guys, it's Van. I am back for another episode of Spiked Coffee and Sarcasm. We've been away for a little while, other than just our last episode we just posted, but we had done that a while ago. And Kris is not with me tonight. She is dealing with some family stuff and just needed a break and some time to just deal with some stuff. So that's why we've been away. Not just her, but me also. You know, life just kind of gets in the way and you got to take a break from some stuff and put some stuff ahead of it. But I do have a special guest with me tonight. I have my friend Kelsi. We've been friends for a long time, and she's my New Kids buddy. We do all of our New Kids on the Block stuff together. So, hi Kelsi.
Hi Van. Hi guys. Hi Kris.
So, she's going to do an episode with me, and then I think we're probably going to do a coffee break or two. Excuse me while I drink some wine.
Oh yes, me too.
I had a tickle in my throat. So, tonight we're going to talk about our favorite boy band, which is also mine and Kris's favorite boy band, but Kris has been unable to do a lot of our New Kids shenanigans in the last couple years, but Kelsi has filled in quite nicely in that aspect, and the way we became friends was actually because of New Kids on the Block. So that's the story we're going to tell tonight, and then we'll probably talk a little bit about, New Kids. We could probably do this for about 4 hours, but we won't torture you guys that long for
maybe.
4 hours. Yeah, maybe. We'll think about it. Depends on how much wine we consume in the next 30 minutes. So, the way that Kelsi and I met was we both worked at Chase Bank, and we were both senior processors at the time and hating life.
Correct.
It was not a good situation for either one of us. And I can't remember. Oh, by the way, we have New Kids playing in the background. If you want to wonder, that's what we're listening to. But anyway, I don't remember how we started talking. Was it a picture of me and a picture of New Kids on my desk? Is that what we decided?
Yeah, I think I went to ask you a question or something, and I noticed the picture, and I was like, do I ask her about the picture? Is that going to be weird?
I remember you saying that, yeah.
I was bursting inside like, oh my god.
There's another one of them out there.
Yes. So yeah, I think the picture was, and your boss gave you that picture? That one?
No, that was before the picture, because I didn't get that picture. I think it was a different picture I had on my cubicle before, because the one that my boss gave me was after I moved over to the other side of the building when I left processing.
Gotcha.
Because then I went on the cruise.
Yeah. Sounds right.
So, and I had other pictures. I think I had little postcards or something up on my desk, and I think that's what you saw, because I think that's what I had up there.
Yeah, they were
I take
very
them
nice
everywhere.
pictures.
Yeah, I take them everywhere. I currently on my desk, I have a picture of me and Donnie, so, they're everywhere.
There you go.
So I think at that point, that started a friendship, and Kelsi was going to another department, and I was asking her all kinds of questions about how do I get in that department, who do I talk to, because I need out of this crap hole, because what we were doing was not fun.
And I tried to get you there, but lo and behold, I had to deal with it, so I didn't want you to have to deal with it, so...
I'm kind of glad it worked out the way we ended up kind of in the same department, just doing different things, two different things.
Yep.
It actually turned out to be really good for me. I ended up with a great boss, or two great bosses, and one of my bosses to this day is still a really good friend of mine. So, from there, when we finally moved into this dungeon, I'd like to call it.
Dungeon, yes.
It was one room our whole department was in, and...
Probably, 200 people?
200 people in one room.
Department broken off into groups of other different departments.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
It was weird. It was strange. So we had a chance to see more of each other and talk more. And then I believe I brought up to you, guess who's coming in concert? And that started, I don't know, the last how many years? 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Of every summer, it's been New Kids summers.
Yep.
We have not, I've gone on a cruise, but that was before we became really good friends. And we have yet to be on a cruise together, but I'm hoping for next year if they have another one.
Yes.
They just had their 10th one, so I'm not very hopeful, but I haven't seen anything saying that there isn't going to be another one.
No news is good news.
Yeah. So if there is a cruise next year, Kelsi and I will be on the boat.
On the boat.
Promise to God, we will be on the boat.
Chris, you better be there
Yeah,
too.
well, if I have to pay for her too, if I have to spend every bonus I get at work. Oh, that reminds me, for all the listeners, because I've talked about this on other episodes, about going to my boss and wanting to get promoted. I did get promoted, so I will be starting my new position on Monday, and hopefully I'll be a little bit more settled financially, so I'm excited.
And you're gonna rock it. I know you will, because
I hope so.
You've been doing the backup and assisting forever. And you know it, and you're gonna rock it. And I know you are.
I'm a really good assistant, and then I get to be a senior processor, and it's kind of like the Chiefs. They do good all season, and then they get to the playoffs and they choke.
You're not gonna choke.
So
I know you love your Chiefs, but you're not gonna choke. You'll be good.
I keep telling myself that, putting positive vibes out there. I need to do this for me. I need to do it for my kids. So.
And look at what happened. You put the positive vibes out there. You went to your boss and discussed it. You interviewed, and hello. I told you. You got it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna rock it, and you did, and you're gonna rock it. And I'm excited for your first day, quote unquote.
My first day of learning everything I need to know. Anyway, that's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about our favorite 5 men from Beantown. Although we're not Patriots fans.
No, not so much.
Yeah, I can root for the Red Sox and I'll root for the Celtics, but the football team, sorry Donnie, I can't do it.
Ditto.
I just can't do it.
Ditto.
Get another quarterback in there and a new coach, and we'll talk.
Yeah. Football, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a Cardinals fan, so I gotta stay with my easy cards.
Yep.
And anyway.
Oh, the microphone just fell. Okay.
Somebody didn't like that out there.
Somebody pushed the microphone off. Okay, so let's talk about the first concert that we went to together.
Okay.
I have to be honest, I don't remember which one that was.
I remember it was at the Coyotes Arena, whatever it's called now. I don't even know, because they change the arenas all the time. So, where the Coyotes play.
Yeah.
I remember driving out there, and that was our very first
Was
concert.
it just New Kids, or was it when they started touring with all kinds of other people? Was it the 98 Degrees one? That wasn't our first one, was it?
I don't remember.
I don't remember
If
either.
It was 98 Degrees, they really didn't. They were.
Well,
whatever.
we went out and drank when they came on. Whichever concert that was.
That might have been.
I think that might have been, because it was 98 Degrees and Boys to Men, right?
Yeah, because did Boys to Men go on? No, 98
Because Boys to Men went on first. And then 98 Degrees, and we said, we're going to go out and get a drink.
We need drinks.
Yeah, so we went out and drank, bought a $15 beer, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
The use.
And then we got back in time for the real show.
The real show.
Yeah.
And
no disrespect to Boys to Men, because they were great.
Oh, no. Boys to Men is classic, and I love them, and they toured with them again, and I love Boys to Men, but we want to see our boys. I hadn't seen them.
Yeah, this was your first concert. I had seen them already.
I don't remember when they were here at Compton Terrace.
See, I was at that concert too. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. I can't believe that. I have the picture with my cousin and my sister.
Crystal and I got on the front page of the Phoenix Gazette at that concert.
We were there. See, we were all meant to be.
Yeah.
All 3 of us were meant to meet each other somehow.
New Kids brings a lot of people together. I know a lot of people don't understand that, nor will they ever remember or understand that, but whatever.
It's kind of like when you see motorcyclists on the road and they do the hand gesture. It's kind of like how I feel like blockheads are. Like, you find out and you're just like, cool.
It's not any different than any other kind of group type thing. Right. And you see somebody else who is, I think I said this on the episode that Kris and I did about New Kids, is it's brought so many great people into my life that I wouldn't change it for the world. My marriage fell apart during this whole thing not because of New Kids. I think it played a part, but whatevs. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and my obsession is real and strong, and everybody at work knows it. So, in fact, I can't tell you, there was like 4 or 5 people who came over with their phones and like, hey, have you seen this? And it's like the new tour that's coming out in summer, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, have we met? Like, you know who I am, right? Like, you've seen this.
Hi, my name's Van. Did you not see my cubicle?
Yeah, like, do you see the picture of me and Donnie? Like, hello? So, yeah. Okay, so the first one we believe was 98 Degrees and Boyz II Men. And, because we went to 2 concerts out there.
Yeah, it was the first one we met with all, like, we had the group, like, at the one restaurant.
At the Irish pub. Was that the first one?
I think so. Maybe.
Oh, I can't remember this crap. This is bad. I'm getting very old.
That might have been a second one. So, I still remember the picture we took at the very first one. I have it somewhere.
With the group of people?
No, just you and me.
Just you and me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the second. Oh, no, I think it was the second one because we went to the Yard House. We sat at the thing.
The big table.
Yeah, at the big table with everybody. I think that was the second one. I don't think that was the first one. Well, it might have been the first one. Hell, I don't know. There's been so many, I can't even keep them straight anymore. But anyway.
So basically, whenever they come here in the last 5 years, we try to go. I mean, we don't try to go. We
do go. There's no try about it. We go. We definitely go to the Phoenix show, and then it always follows with the Vegas shows.
Yes.
And my favorite story to tell everybody, because this is when people think that I'm absolutely out of my mind, was not last year, but the year before, on Memorial Day. And this was the best concert we've ever been to in Phoenix, and we'll tell that story in a minute.
Yes.
But my favorite story to tell people is we went to the Phoenix show on Friday, or was it Thursday?
The Memorial Day weekend one? Friday.
So we went to the Phoenix show on Friday, stayed in a hotel in downtown Phoenix with a friend of ours, Denise, and she went to the concert with us and got into all the madness with us. She's great to take. So we stayed there, and then we got up Saturday morning after screaming and being crazy the night before, and we drove to Vegas.
Left at like 8 in the morning.
Yep. Got to Vegas, saw them. Did we only see them once that weekend, or was it twice?
That was the twice weekend.
Well, we've done that twice though, right? Because we did the After Dark one where we went in with the guy. Because we had your sister's ticket, and that guy went in with us. Yeah.
Yep, and he went, and that was at Planet Hollywood.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've done 2 concerts in Vegas, 2 nights in a row, each time we've gone.
Yep.
Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
So we do at least 3 shows every tour that they come. I mean, we've done at least 3 shows.
Yes.
We've never I can't do just one show. There's no way. Like, I do one, and then it's like,
I want more.
I need to have...
Is that it?
I need to have one more.
Yeah.
I mean, throughout my entire... I think the only time I saw them only once was the one in 2008 where I flew to Minneapolis and went with Kris. And that's where we met Janelle, Stacy, and the other Kris, and our friend
from... Is that when you guys got lost? Is that the time you got lost?
That's... No, that was the second time we went.
Oh, okay.
We went to Chicago and we got lost, and we followed the bus all the way to Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that story.
Yeah, that's quite a story.
And the Memorial Day weekend one you were just talking about, which was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Chris was supposed to come to the concert.
Yeah. And then her grandma got sick, and she had to come earlier, so she couldn't go to the concert with us, which is why Denise got our ticket. Yeah. Denise filled her spot. I think, in 2008, because I didn't go to the Phoenix show in 2008 because I was going to go to Minneapolis and see him. And at that time, we were like, oh, we'll just go to the show. It'll be fun. We'll see him one time. It'll be good memories. And here I am 10 years later, and I don't ever do just one show ever.
Yeah.
And I've done 2 VIPs, and I've done a cruise. I drove with a girl that I'd never met before to California to see him on Jimmy Kimmel Live. I haven't talked to her in a really long time, but anyway, that's beside the point. And
every time you tell me about I've heard your cruise story, I don't know how many times, and it's every time you tell it, it's like the first time I'm hearing it because it never gets old to me, and that might be crazy to some people, but it's so crazy and real, and like, wow, they actually are real.
Oh my gosh.
And we can get into the Friday show here on Memorial Day, but I realized that reality, if that makes sense, at that show. Yeah. When we were at that concert. Yeah. I think I felt it before, but I actually was like, that Friday night, I was like, I'm done. I don't need to go to Vegas. I'm good.
Yep.
So
that's how I felt on the cruise. I don't think on the other episode that we did that I talked about my cruise story. I don't know if we went into detail.
You guys have to talk about your cruise story.
Well, we weren't on this. We didn't go on the same cruise, but I went 2 years
like
after
a van cruise, and then like a Kris cruise story.
Yeah, because I had 3 different encounters with Donnie the first day and night we were on the boat, and I was like, you all can throw me overboard now because I am one happy girl, and
that's how I felt good. That Friday night back in Phoenix that one day.
So, the Memorial Day weekend concert. Okay, so I got tickets for that show, and I found floor tickets, and you'd never been on the floor. We usually get like the first upper section. And I was like, oh, let's just do it. And it was in the back, the very last row on the back on the floor. And I was like, oh, it'll be fun. And it was close to like what they call the B stage. Well, I didn't realize at the time, because most of the time their stages are set up where they have the main stage, then they have a long runway, and then they have the B stage, and they just go back and forth between them. Well, I didn't realize, and I didn't even realize when we got there, there was no long stretch of stage to get from main stage to B stage. Right. It didn't even dawn on me. And so the concert starts, and they start doing Tonight, because when they do Tonight is where they end up on the B stage. It happens every show. And so they were coming down into the crowd, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then right to the left of us, we see Jordan, and he's dancing with people, and he's like literally, I don't even know how many feet, but he's like within, I could take a couple steps and I'd be touching him. Right. And we were like, oh my God. So he comes around, and then we see John straight behind us. Yep.
Because then we start looking for
for all the new kids. Where are all the guys? And I think at that point, when I saw John, and I'm looking around, I'm like, oh my God, they have to get on the B stage right here. And we were 2 people in from the B stage. I think at that point I started freaking out. I was like, oh my God, they're going to run right by us. And I'm like, oh my God. And so Jordan comes by. He danced with some girl. And then he runs by, and he runs right by us. And Kelsi puts out her hand, and he grabbed it. And ran onto the stage. And I turned around to look at Kelsi, and she's looking up at the ceiling, and she's just tears. And I was like, yes! I was like finally!
The steps to that stage were literally like 2 people away from us. Like, you could, this might be exaggerating a little bit, but they were so close, you could kind of like feel the wind of them running.
You absolutely could. That's not an
exaggeration. And then Joey came, and of course, you gotta put your hand out, because that just happened with Jordan, and he grabbed my hand and he squeezed it, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm good. We can go home now. I've experienced, and that's where the cruise stuff comes into play, where I'm just like, I got it before, but I get it now. And you just, and the thing is, to me, it's like, celebrities, they're people, whatever, but like, these 5 guys, they're like real, real. And they care about their fans, and they're just 5 guys from
they're very humble. They're very humble. They none of them have let their success or their fame, if you say, I mean, none of them have become like Justin Timberlake famous by any means, but they do have a very strong following. I mean, anytime they've been on the Today Show in New York, it's jam-packed with nothing but New Kids fans. Yep. They stand out in the rain. I haven't personally done that, but we do a lot to get a glimpse of just these 5 guys, and there are thousands of us. They're very humble, and Donnie has they all do, but Donnie has a heart of gold. He will do anything for a fan, and he's helped so many people in just more ways than just music. I mean, he helped a girl find a kidney donor, for Christ's sake. I mean, you know, he put it out over his Twitter and that this person needed a donor, and she found a donor, and he saved her life. Who does that?
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, like, going back to Justin real quick, like, he, not that he bows down, but he gives them credit. You know, like, New Kids, they were kind of the first boy band. So, if it wasn't for them, you know, like, NSYNC would have been the first boy band, you know, and of course we love Justin.
Of course we do.
So, but, you know, our hearts and souls, maybe.
Well, the best thing that I just tagged you on Facebook was Justin Timberlake at his show wearing a New Kids on the Block shirt.
Yes,
I'm like, awesome. Look, our favorite guy wearing the shirt of our 5 favorite guys. I'm like, it doesn't get any better than this.
I have to dig into my crate and find my New Kids shirt from when I was little.
Oh my gosh.
I have one, and I have the posters.
Well, you know what's funny is my job, we have a Christmas party sorry, I'm messing with I just wasn't patient enough. They have a Christmas party every year, and usually there's a theme. Like last year it was Roaring 20s. I didn't end up going to last year's because my son was playing soccer at the time, and we had like soccer games every night that weekend. But anyway, so this year we don't have any soccer, and the theme is 80s. So I'm torn between finding like the ugliest 80s prom dress that I can find and going that route, or reaching out to all my blockhead sisters and saying, who's got a shirt, who's got a jean jacket, buttons, I want to go New Kids from head to toe. Like I need help because I'm not going to be able to afford to buy all that stuff. But I'm sure that a lot of my Arizona blockheads would lend me stuff for a night to be able to.
What if you do kind of like a mix, like do the New Kids stuff and then do like, have like, you know, like the long socks, like get long socks and like the shoes or whatever, but then do a tutu.
I could do that, although I'm a fat girl, so fat girls and tutus, I don't know how well that...
Shut up. Oh my gosh. And this is the part where I smack her in the face.
This isn't playing. What happened to our music? What is going on, Spotify?
Come on, Spotify.
Oh, it's 2 in
there
the morning,
it goes.
that's why.
But it is not 2 in the morning.
But it's not 2 in the morning. Not yet.
It could be.
We have to wait till 2 in the morning to make our egg sandwiches because that's what we do at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Sandwiches.
Sandwiches. So yeah, I'm thinking my work Christmas party. So you can be my +1 if you want.
Okay.
Because
let me know.
I think it's December.
I can try to squeeze into my
your busy schedule.
No, my 10-year-old New Kids T-shirt. I think I have shoved somewhere.
I believe it's going to be December 8th, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh,
it'll be December 8th, and my kids won't be here that weekend. That's fantastic.
Oh, there you go. Love you, kids.
Yeah, I love you, but bye.
Mama's got adult stuff to do.
Yeah. My younger son Ian, he always thinks that I sneak men into my house when they're not here. I'm like, oh, honey, mommy wishes. But no, I don't.
You're like, I wouldn't be sneaking them. They would just come.
Yeah.
I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Hun.
Well, yeah, and my kids have, I haven't really heard much about my imaginary boyfriend lately.
Oh.
His name was Chad.
Oh.
And they'd be at their dad's house, and every time their dad wouldn't let them do something, they'd say, well, Chad would let us. And I'm thinking, who's Chad? And they said, that's your fake boyfriend. I'm all, oh, really? Okay, great. And then it's turned into this long story, and he's been to Iraq, and he rides a motorcycle, and he's got dark curly hair, but he's a germaphobe, but he's rich. I'm all, can you somehow make this guy real?
Find him!
Yeah, can I have a real Chad that's rich? He can be a germaphobe, I don't care, but can he be rich? Because Mama could use some more money.
We got New Kids stuff to do.
I know, right? I got a New Kids cruise I need, and he can pay for that. But anyway, off topic. Okay, so Memorial Day weekend, I think that Phoenix show was probably the best one.
Yes.
The
hands
Vegas
down.
Yeah, the Vegas show the next night, it was still a good show, but
well, that was Sunday night.
Yeah.
Too, so we kind of got to rest. So we drove to Vegas.
And we went to Wahlburgers for the first time and had the macaroni and cheese. Oh
my God.
The macaroni and cheese at Wahlburgers is
And
worth a 6-hour drive to go to Vegas just to have the macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
People, they're like, oh, Wahlburgers, Mark Wall, Donnie, and like, dude, you have to try it. Like, I get there's a million burger places out there, but
that
honestly,
patty melt was...
The patty melt was good.
Oh.
The mac and cheese.
We had a patty melt. Did we do? And we got Donnie's favorite, but we got the Donnie burger.
The Donnie burger, that was delicious. The drinks, I don't even remember the name of the drink.
We had a cucumber something and a strawberry something.
It was
but they were phenomenal.
It was amazing.
I was tipsy by well, we were tipsy when we got there, and then we were even more tipsy when we left.
It was delicious.
And we almost went back after the concert at 2:00 in the morning because I remember looking up if they were still open, because you were like, I want macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
But we didn't end up going because I think your stomach started bothering you or something, but,
Too much fun stuff.
Too much alcohol was probably the problem.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, fun stuff. So I think that Memorial Day weekend was probably, that was a good trip. That was a good concert and a lot of fun. Well, we've always done just Phoenix show and then Vegas. I want to do California shows this coming up summer, but man, they're just so...
They're like right in the middle of the week.
Yeah, I can't...
Who goes to a concert in the middle of the week?
People who have nothing better to do. Who don't have kids. It's people who don't have kids.
Yeah, that's
and their husbands don't care.
That's true.
Well, I don't have a husband, thank God. But my kids, I do have to worry about my kids, so...
Of course, yeah. So, hey guys, we're leaving on a Monday to go see New Kids.
Well, and Ian gets mad at me because he wants to go to a concert. He wants to go.
I think I took Haley to her first concert. My daughter, Janet Jackson's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Classic ever since I was a little girl, and that was her very first and only concert. We went a couple years ago, and it was awesome. And the only other one I would be like, yeah, let's go is New Kids.
Yeah.
Because I want them to, even my son, like, I think he'd have fun.
He would have fun. Of course he would. You can't not have fun at a New Kids concert. I mean, we've gone with people who aren't even New Kids fans and come out saying, that was a really great show.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I don't know how these 5 guys who, most of them are in their late 40s. Mm-hmm. Joey's the youngest one.
My favorite.
Yes, Kelsi's favorite. Kelsi's a Joey girl, just like Kris.
Yay!
And I'm a Donnie girl, so I don't have to share him with either one of them. My 2 besties, I don't have to... Yeah.
We take turns.
Yeah. Although I'm an equal opportunity fan, so I'll take any of them. Even
I just love them.
Danny, but I don't
just love them all.
Yes. Well, and John wouldn't be all that interested in me anyway, because my name's not Harley. So.
Well, I love those.
They're so cute together.
I love it.
Did you hear that John might be getting his own show on HGTV?
I'm 100% glued to the TV.
Oh, for sure.
I have him on my Instagram and see all the stuff he builds and
he's very talented.
And he's very handy and
Did you know that I got direct messages from him on Twitter about weather stripping?
Yes.
That's another New Kid story I have, and I forget about that one a lot, but I had gotten my follow from Donnie, so Donnie follows me on Twitter, and I almost hyperventilated when that happened and almost fell out of my chair, and I scared my kids. But it was a very exciting day, and I had just gotten my job at Chase, so it was like this big to-do.
Yeah.
But then I don't even remember how the thing with John started, but I said, I'm just going to send him a direct message, because I was thinking about taking the weather stripping off my doors, because I have these gaps between my door and my house, and air just comes through them. So I was like, I don't know how to do this, and I thought, well, John's handy. Let's ask John.
Yeah.
And not thinking I would ever get anything back from him.
Ever.
So I send him a direct message. I'm like, hey, John, can you help a single mom out? How do I weather strip my doors? Send. Then you think about it. Then my phone dings. John Knight from New Kids on the Block has messaged me back.
What?
Telling me how to weather strip my phone. I don't even remember what he told me to do. I just remember being like, holy crap. I gotta call Crystal. You're never gonna believe what happened. So yeah, and that just goes back to the great guys that they are.
Yeah.
They don't see us just as screaming women, because that's what we turn into at the concerts.
Right.
But we're people, and we're people who provide them the lives that they live.
Right.
And they give as much as they can back to us.
Right.
Donnie, on this last cruise that they just did, he took a selfie with every single person on that boat.
Did the last, in a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
So he did it again?
Yeah, well, the first time on the cruise, I don't know if it was number 9 or number 8, I don't remember, but he beat the world record.
Yep.
For 200 and something selfies in a minute or something like that.
Yeah.
So people, I mean, I like to say we drink the Donnie Kool-Aid, and we really do. Donnie says, I mean, he says go and yell woo in Target. People go to Target and yell woo.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it.
We
do what Donnie tells us to do. He would never lead us astray or make us do anything that's going to get us in trouble, but...
So that was this last cruise, because I saw
number 10.
something on the beach,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like a fast on his Instagram, and I was like, was that this cruise, or was that the last
that
one
was
he
this
did
cruise.
the selfie? Okay.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he has to always, top his record,
Oh, of course.
I guess,
He's got to top everything that he does. He's got to do bigger and better the next time. But yeah, I mean, there's over 2,000 people on the boat. And he took a selfie with I mean, it was important to him to make sure everybody got a selfie on that boat.
How long did that take, do you think?
Probably the entire trip. I mean, it starts from the time they get on the boat till the time they get off the boat. And all the guys this year made it a mission to take a selfie with just about everybody.
That's awesome.
And I remember on my cruise, I didn't even see Joey a whole lot. And I made sure he knew it when I went in for my picture, because we had VIP. And we got our picture. And I made sure he knew it. I'm like, where have you been? Plus, I had a little bit to drink when I went in. So, I told Jordan that his groin was killing me. And he was like, my groin? I'm like, well, I'm not going to say your dick. So...
I could, but...
You're gyrating. I mean, because
gyration is
I was
me.
almost converted to a Jordan girl that cruise, because I don't know what it was, but something about him just had me like, whew. Right. Donnie who?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, so...
I'm just like,
Yeah. I mean, I loved my cruise. It was... The only thing I didn't like is that it was in June, and it was in Florida, and it was hot, and it was sticky, but... I was on a boat with New Kids on the Block, and I had kissed Donnie on the cheek, so...
What did it matter?
Yeah, I didn't really care.
Was that the one someone was sunburned?
Oh, we were.
You guys
Me
were
and
sunburned.
Stacy. We had been out on the beach the day before. We took our pictures, and I decided I wanted to get a picture with John, because you can pick which guy you want to stand with. You go in groups of 10. And so Stacy is a John girl, and so I was like, well, I'll just stand with Stacy and I'll take a picture with John. So... We walk over there, and both of us are so sunburnt. And he puts his arms around us, and he squeezes, and we're both like, and he's like, oh my God, what? And I'm like, we're sunburnt. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He felt so bad. Aww. But he was great. I was like, it doesn't matter. You have your arm around me. I don't really care. You can pinch me if you want to. But... Yeah, he was...
He's like, aloe vera, ladies,
yes.
Aloe vera.
He was like, did you not take sunscreen? I'm like, well, we did. But we obviously didn't put enough on. But, yeah, great story. I have a lot of great stories when it comes to these guys. And it's...
I know there's a million things we're forgetting to talk about.
Oh, there's okay, so we're going to... Let's just ask each other some New Kids questions.
Uh-oh. Is it trivia?
It's... Well, not really trivia, but...
Okay.
Why are you a Joey girl? I'm going to open my other drink. You can have some of this since you're out of wine.
Why am I a Joey girl?
Why were you a Joey girl? Why were you a Joey girl back then, and why are you still a Joey girl today?
I think it is two things.
Okay.
That stick out. One is his eyes. I love the
baby blues.
Baby blues.
Ooh, that's really good.
You like that, huh?
This is gonna get dangerous. Go on, talk about Joey.
And the second one would be, because he was the youngest of the group. Yeah, you can put a little in there. He was the youngest of the 5 guys, and I was the youngest out of me and my sister, I guess. So that was kind of like, I know what it's like to be the youngest, and so does he. But it was definitely the baby blues.
The baby blues.
And the voice.
His little high-pitched voice. His voice is much better now.
Well, I mean, we were young.
Yeah.
And that was
We all sounded like that.
We all sounded like that. And, the songs Please Don't Go Girl, back then versus it still brings back the same memories, I had a good childhood, and they were part of it.
Yeah.
And me and my cousin would, lay in her room on her bed, and she'd have her Donnie and Jordan. She was a Jordan girl, and she'd have all the pictures, all the posters up, and she had Joey up, and we would just, for hours, on a cassette tape, if you know what that is, listen to that, and I think I still might have them in my...
I have a cassette tape. I have Hangin' Tough on a cassette tape. I don't have anything to play it on, but I still have it.
I think I have something out in my laundry room we could play it on. Oof. But yeah, we would listen to them for hours, and on my Walkman, for people that don't know, that equals
iPod, but
now,
with batteries,
and it was batteries, and it was bulky, and
no wireless headphones. So, funny story about the Walkmans. So, my grandparents had a cabin up north on the Rim, and Crystal went up there with me one summer, and we had our Walkman, and we were listening to New Kids all the time. We got into a fight, and I can't remember the name of the song or which song it was. Crystal probably would be able to remember, because she can remember all that crap. We got into a fight about one part that Joey says. I thought he said one thing, and she thought he said the other thing, and so we'd be on our Walkmans. Play, rewind, play, rewind, play. No, he says this. No, he doesn't. He says this. Play, rewind. I can remember, and I don't remember what song it was.
And back then, you couldn't just Google it.
No, we didn't have Google back then.
You had to figure it out and fight it out and play, rewind, play, rewind.
Yep.
Or you have to buy, like, the actual lyrics in the, record store.
Yeah, or the little fold-out thing that comes with the cassette tapes.
And, I hated when artists didn't put the words on their cassette tapes. Like, some words I don't understand what you're saying, and I can make, like, Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson are perfect examples. Yeah. I thought they were saying one thing, and no, it was something totally different. So, put your words on there, please. Yeah. I need to know. Yeah. I don't want to sound dumb.
Well, that's the way I memorize songs these days. If it's like a new album, I did this with Justin Timberlake. I go on and bring up his lyrics as I'm listening to it, and I'm reading lyrics. That's how I memorize the songs for the most part. Yeah. So I know exactly what to say. Or I'll be listening going, what the hell does he say right there?
What are you saying?
I don't need... Well, and so on the song Grown Man on the Block album, there was this huge thing going on, because when we first started this whole adventure in 2008, we had a forum which you could go on, kind of like a Facebook, but only for new kids.
Gotcha.
And you could have your page, and you put all your stuff for the guy that you like, and you tell stories. There was different groups. There was a group for Donnie girls, a group for Jordan girls, and that's how I met a lot of the people that I still am friends with to this day. But there was this big controversy about what Donnie says at the beginning of that song. Donnie, it went on Twitter, like, Donnie, tell us what it says, and he tweeted back and told everybody what it said. And it wasn't anything what any of us thought it was.
So we're like, no, ladies.
Yes, no, that's not what it says.
Well, we had that on, I forget which, it was when we were working together, one of the concerts we were constantly listening to, because the concert was coming up. It was the photo one.
Oh, I remember.
Because I thought it said one. You were like, no, Kelsi. It says this. And I'm like...
So it says... The song says, pose for me, pose for me. I don't remember what you thought it said. But I was like, that's not what he said.
I can't even remember what I thought
What did you think it said? Pose for me?
It wasn't hose for me.
No, it was something else. I was like, that is not what he said.
Because it's one of those lyrics where you're like,
I think you said, like, close to me, or something like
maybe,
that.
Something like that.
So we had this instant messenger thing at work, and she's like, oh, I like this part when they say this, and I'm like, no, it's pose for me. You're like, oh, well, that makes more sense. Well, since the song is called Click, 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 pose for me sounds like...
Yeah, okay. I think I Googled it. See, you could Google that now.
Yeah, you can Google it
these
now.
Days, so.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's so funny. So funny. Misheard words.
So, okay, so your question, why are you a Donnie girl?
I am a Donnie girl because back in the day, he was the bad boy. And I have always, with the exception of my ex-husband, wanted the bad boys. And I think that's what the appeal was. He was kind of the leather jacket, ripped jeans. Yeah. He could gyrate really good, so that was kind of a
bonus.
Yeah, kind of a bonus. Yeah, he just, from day one, it was just zoned in on him, and I'm a Donnie girl. And there was no doubt about it when they toured again. I was like, in fact, the first concert we went to in Minneapolis, he's Cover Girl started, and that's my favorite song that Donnie does is Cover Girl. I turned to Crystal and I gave her my camera, I gave her everything, and I said, take it all. And that was the song where Donnie recognized my sign for the first time. I had a sign that said Donnie for President, and I flipped it up during that song, and he pointed at it, and then I flipped it up again, and he motioned for it to come up on stage. And I got it up on stage, even though I had I don't want to say that word, but a mean security guard that wouldn't let me run up to the stage real quick.
Like, let me give him my sign.
So I'm standing there, and I'm arguing with the lady, and I have my sign because we had folded them, so they were just little squares.
Yeah.
And I was like, Donnie just wants my sign. I'll come right back. And she's like, no, I can't let you through. Some girl had heard this going on that was on the other side, and she just snatched my sign out of my hand, and she was the one that gave it to Donnie on stage, and he held it up. One of the best nights of my life. Like, that's awesome. I still have the videos of that, and I watch them all the time because it's just like...
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, another one of my new kids. And I
remember that you're saying that, see, I'm thinking of stuff now, is we were at one of the concerts, and we were like probably 5 rows up, and Donnie came down in the crowd. And
I was hoping you weren't going to bring this up.
Why? It's a good
Because I cried like a baby.
So? Who cares? It was awesome.
Oh my god.
And I have the picture of us, and he was right behind us.
And I just look retarded because I'm all...
Just go for it.
And the reason why I was so emotional at that point was because in all the concerts I had been to before that one, he was never on my side in the section. I always got Danny. And I was like, damn it. I love
you, Danny, but
I know,
can we trade?
But yeah, like, it was always Danny. It was always Danny. And I was like, what? I am not a Danny magnet. Like, I don't...
Maybe you are.
Maybe I am.
Maybe
I don't know.
You don't know.
But when he came over and I realized he was 5 rows in front of us, I mean, I can't even talk to the man. I can talk to all the other 4, no problem. I could spark up a conversation. Donnie gets in front of me and I instantly start crying. I don't know why, and I can't speak. And people don't think that's real, but I'm here to tell you.
I think it's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
Because the first time I met him, I cried.
I believe it.
But I also did get a kiss from him that night too, so hey.
There you go.
You know. Crying's not that bad. But yeah, I
don't think if Joey talked to me, I think I'd probably do the same thing, and I'd just be like,
That's kind of what it is. It's either you babble and nothing makes sense, or you just stand there and stare, which you look absolutely retarded.
Like, are you real?
Yeah.
Can I poke you or pinch you or something? Like, can you just stay there forever?
Yeah, it was just a surreal, like, the first time I met them, it was... You know, it was like something out of a movie, and I swear I'm not making this shit up, but when I made eye contact with Donnie, it was like, I don't even remember where my best friend was in the room. Like, I don't remember what she was doing, what anybody was doing.
Tunnel vision.
It was definite tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Like, it was me and him, and he put his arms out, and I went in for a hug, and I had my head on his chest, and I thought I had said it to myself, but I had said it out loud. I had said, here come the tears, and I started crying, and he, like, you know, like, we parted from the hug, and he looked at me, and he said, why the tears? hugging Donnie Wahlberg right now. That's why. And then the only words I could mutter that came out of my mouth was, "Can I have a kiss?" Because at that time, that first concert, he had promised he'd give everybody a kiss. So I was getting my kiss.
Yeah. Hello, you just had an embrace with him.
Right?
You can't pass that up.
Yeah. So I remember saying, "Can I have a kiss?" As tears are streaming down my face, I'm sure I looked lovely.
You did
It was
look lovely.
ugly crying, I'm sure.
No, ugly
But
crying.
he gave me a kiss right on the lips. And then in that same encounter, and mind you, this is all within less than 2 minutes, all of this happened, because they get you through really fast.
Right.
I was supposed to stand next to Donnie, but one of the girls that was in our group was standing in the middle and had Jordan on one side and Donnie on the other, which wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
And so I was like, so I'm trying to bend down in front of Donnie, I'm like sticking my butt out, trying to...
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
And the next thing I know, well,
you know.
the next thing I know is I feel somebody grab my arm, and I turned around, and Joey, with his baby blues, standing right in my face, and he goes, "Would you like to do a front row with me?" Okay. Sure. So my very first picture with
We're going
new
to
kids.
kill somebody? Sure. What? I have no idea what you just said. Let's go.
But let's do it. I don't care what you said. I'll do whatever you want me to do. And my first picture with them was me bending down, and I have my hand right on Joey's thigh.
See?
Best night.
That's why I love him so much. His knight in shining armor.
He came and saved me
Yes,
from making a
ma'am.
complete ass out of myself, literally.
Literally. Such a sweet guy.
Oh my gosh, they're all super sweet. So, okay, my next New Kids question. I just thought of this on the fly, so I didn't really have questions that I was actually
Yeah, I'm
gonna
not
ask.
prepared.
What is your favorite New Kids song, old and new?
Oh, God. I don't know. All of them?
But old songs, which is the one that you listen to over and over and over and over again, no matter what?
I mean, Please Don't Go Girl.
You won't.
I mean,
because
hello.
you're a Joey girl. Hello.
New songs. I mean, ugh. I love all their... Not all of them. I mean, I don't love every single one of their songs.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
a couple
I like
that...
more songs than others.
This one that's playing right now, it's one that I like too.
I like the one, Remix.
Oh, okay.
I love that one. And then I love... Oh my gosh. And you know which one? Not Tonight. What's the one?
No, you like, Whisper. Whisper.
I love that
That
song.
one you really like, yeah.
I won't kill your ears with that, but
Whisper,
love that song.
yeah.
It's just the energy in that song, and there's a couple other ones that I can't think of right now. What about you?
So my old one, obviously, it was Cover Girl.
Cover Girl, yes.
I loved that
Yes.
one. Not a lot of people like it, but it was my favorite. And I would have to say, I'm like you, a lot of their newer stuff, I like most of it. There's some songs I don't care for, but that I listen to them, but they're ones that I'm okay skipping. You know, like,
Right.
I'll be okay to skip this song, but some of them I won't skip. One of them is Summertime.
Yes.
Summertime
See?
is...
I love that song.
Every time that song comes on, it just makes me happy. Yeah. And I don't know why. Oh, that, and there's one part in Dirty Dancing that Donnie does that if I had one wish in the entire world, I would want him to whisper that part of that song in my head, in my ear, in my head. Whisper it in my head, please.
Whatever.
I don't care, just
whisper
it. I don't care where you whisper it to, just whisper it.
Well, and then what was that? Okay, this is gonna sound so bad. Like last year was it last year they came out with the album?
Thankful.
What's the song when they came out with?
That they did the video with?
The video with.
That's Thankful. The song Thankful.
Yes, I like that song.
Mm-hmm.
I like the
Heartbeat.
See, I just love.
I just love them. I just love them.
I would have a list for everybody right now, but this is on the fly.
Yeah, it's on the fly. Sorry.
And then 2 a.m. or 3
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning. See?
Maybe I should have done it like, what's your favorite song off each album?
Well, yeah, but there's a couple.
I know, because like
There's more than a couple.
The Block was the one that they came out with when they reunited, and so there's only one song on that album that I could skip. Yeah,
This song,
Crash.
Crash. I love Crash. The energy.
But every song on the Block, I love every single one of them except for one. There's just, one. No. Yeah, one. And then 10. Well, wait, what was after the Block? Was it 10? Yeah. You're looking at me like, yeah, sure, whatever. But
no,
10.
I just want more.
I know. Well, they. Have you heard the '80s one that they did with Tiffany and Debbie Gibson and Salt and Pepper and Naughty by Nature? It was
the song.
they did a song.
No,
have you not heard it?
I have not heard it yet.
Oh, we'll have to listen to that tonight.
Horrible fan.
It's not. Well,
No,
I'm
saying I'm a horrible fan.
Well, it's not like I heard it and I didn't go, oh. It wasn't like remix. Like they did remix and it wasn't really on an album. It was just a song that they did. And that song I was like, oh, I really like this song. A lot of people don't like that song. But I really like that song. Because there's one part that Joey does in there and it's just my favorite part. But this song I just kind of was like, I mean, it really is 80s sounding. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. You'll have to listen to it and then you'll have to tell me what you think. I've only listened to it once or twice and I just kind of like, I could take it or leave it.
If they do another album, they give John a little more.
But he sings a lot on 10.
I just like.
He's got such a nice voice.
John, if you're listening, sing. We love
God,
your
we
voice.
could only hope that new kids would be listening to this podcast. Could you imagine?
I love all their voices.
Yeah, they all have great voices.
And it's funny because even back then with their, your voices changed obviously for, obvious reasons. And they always sound so good together. Like they just...
Sometimes it's hard for me to tell the difference between Danny and Donnie.
Yeah.
They sound a lot alike. And it took me a while to figure out what parts John sang in some of the songs on 10 because I couldn't figure out if it was John or if it was Danny because they also sound a lot alike. Like Jordan, you know Jordan's voice, you know Joey's voice, and I know Donnie's voice.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's parts, like even in this song in Crash, there's parts that I thought Donnie sang, but actually Danny sings them. Yeah. So I was like, oh, well, okay. Yeah, 10 was the album where Danny and John had a lot more solo parts that they sang. So and Danny's got a nice voice. He has some solo stuff out that's really nice. But anyway, boy, new kids. Do you have another question that you can think of? No.
Not yet. Well, it's your turn.
Why is it my turn? I just asked the song.
No.
No? Did I not? I don't know. I've had too much wine. I don't remember what we said. No, I asked you what your favorite song was, and we have been talking about that since I asked the question.
And then I asked you. Okay, so is it my turn?
Yeah.
No. Ay.
Okay, I'll ask a question.
Okay.
If you could ask Joey any 3 questions, okay, or any one question, what would you ask him? Like you're sitting down, you're having a glass of wine, what would you ask him? I'm pouring her more wine.
I don't know. How's life? If you had anything, would you change anything? Would you do anything differently?
It's a good question.
Professionally, personally.
Would you have married Kelsi instead of Barrett?
Right, even though they're super cute together.
Yeah, they are super cute together.
And they did that. Did you ever listen to podcast?
I listened to like the first 3 episodes. I haven't gone back to it though. The Move.
It's adorable.
He's adorable.
Interviewing his wife, and the kids were in there too.
Oh, I was going to mention,
So
I wanted
cute.
to mention this too while we were talking about them, because we talked about how humble they are and
Yep.
how they're just genuine good guys.
Yes.
And there was a video that Jordan and Joey did, and it was just a general message to everybody, because I guess they had done an interview, and they had made a comment about a person, it was a girl, that used to take photos of them back in the day.
Okay.
And Joey had made a joke, he meant it as a joke, saying that she had an affair with 2 new kids. And it wasn't true, he was just being funny, or what he thought was
Right.
funny, and sarcastic. Well, the 2 of them made a video, they're in, I don't know where they are, and genuinely apologizing to this person, saying it was a joke, we didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, she never did, I was trying to be funny and I just wasn't, is what
Right,
Joey said.
right.
It didn't come off the right way,
Right.
and all that. So I'm like watching this video and I'm just like, they care about their fans, and I can't, like, anytime they hear, if somebody tweets out that one of the Blockhead sisters, that's what we call each other, has passed away, because there's been several of them that
Yeah.
have passed away
Yeah.
from breast cancer, a lot of them, some of them other types of cancer, and every single guy will tweet out something about that person, whether they had met them or not.
Right.
Every single one of them will tweet out something about that person.
And that's just being human.
Yeah.
You know, like, those are your peeps.
Yep.
You know? Like, it's awesome.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. They're my happy place.
They
For sure.
Yes, definitely.
My happy
Hashtag
place.
happy place.
Hashtag happy place.
Okay, what about you?
Uh,
Questions for Johnny.
For Johnny. Oh, God. If I could even get a word out.
Right, that's the first obstacle. Excuse me. Hiccup.
We haven't been drinking anything, no.
No, not at all.
I think I would like to ask Donnie if he could, what would be one thing he would like to do for every single fan? Like, what would you, if you could pull it off, if it was possible to be able to give every single fan one thing, what would that one thing be? What would you like to give to everybody? Whether it be a physical thing, an actual, like, gift, or, I mean, he kind of already does that, to be perfectly honest. He's always tweeting out positive quotes, love yourself, be yourself, don't let hate get you down, don't hold on to anger. I think he's helped a lot of people get through a lot of hard times.
Yeah.
Because he wants to make sure that people are happy and that everybody's living their best life and their happiest life. And I mean, there's been a couple times when I got divorced that something that he tweeted out over Twitter, and I just like, yeah, you know what? He's right.
Yeah.
I can't hold on to this forever because it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't, it just hurts you to hold on to stupid stuff. So maybe that would be his answer, was just to, I guess he's kind of already done that. I guess I kind of answered my own question.
Yeah.
I don't really need to ask him that question. I would just ask him what
you so good.
boxers or briefs, Donnie.
Boxers
well, actually,
or
we
briefs.
already know that because he shows them quite often. So
Joey
damn it.
too, so we know that.
So I already know the answers to these questions.
Ay. He does. Like, Donnie will, I mean, we all have good stuff and bad stuff that happens in our lives, and, like, be upset and stuff. Like, it's all part of having emotions and being human. Like, it happens, like, good and bad. But, like you said, like, you're having a bad day and you see that one tweet or whatever come out from whoever it may be, and you're like, you know what? Yeah. Like, F this.
Yep.
Like, I'm good. Like, I get it.
Yep.
And, maybe the next day, you're like, ugh, I'm having a crappy day, whatever. And, it happens. It's life.
Yep.
Adulting,
Yep.
I guess, or...
Well, I mean, on a daily basis, he tweets out, hashtag blockhead love, hashtag love eternal, which is actually something I want to get tattooed on myself, but that's a different podcast.
He doesn't have to do that.
No. None of them have to do what they do.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to go on a cruise every year for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to do concerts. They don't have to do meet and greets. They don't have to, you know, hang out with fans after the shows by the buses. And they do it all. They do it all. If they can make somebody smile or make somebody's day better, they're going to do whatever they have to do it. And that's one of the reasons why I love them so much. And that I don't ever want this ride to end. I mean, obviously it's going to at some point.
Right.
And for some people it already has ended. Some people have gotten tired of it and they just have moved on to other things, which, you know, to each his own. But I don't know what my happy place would be after if this stopped. I mean, last year we had no tour. We had no nothing. Nope. And it's kind of sad.
Totally sad.
And then we couldn't go on the cruise.
Yeah.
So it's really sad. I hear somebody on my stairs. Maybe I'm just hearing things. There's nobody there. I thought maybe it was one of your kiddos. Oh boy. Okay, well, we have now talked for an hour and 1 minute.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been that long?
It's been an hour. I know. Time flies when you're talking about something you absolutely love.
Yes.
But, so, to close, I guess, I'm very grateful and thankful that New Kids brought our friendship together. Because we've done so many great, wonderful, fun things together.
Yes.
And I have a new, you know, rock in my life, I guess I could say. But if it weren't for New Kids, I'm not sure that I mean, if I didn't have those things on those pictures on my cubicle, I don't know if because a lot of people think I'm a bitch at first, because I have resting bitch face.
No, you don't.
No, I swear, okay, I'm not lying. I'm not saying this just to say it. I cannot tell you how many people have told me after they get to know me that they thought they were either scared of me, scared to talk to me, or they thought that I was mean or that I was a bitch. Because I don't walk around with a happy smile on my face all the time. I think that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't walk around like, hi, hey, good morning. Da-da-da. I don't do that. I'm not that person. And people who are like that, like if you go to Starbucks first thing in the morning, and they're like, good morning. You're like, no.
Not now.
Don't do that. No. It is too early. So I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm a happy, fun-loving person when I get to know you. But just in my everyday, like, I'm sitting at my desk and I'm working, I look like I'm pissed off.
You're trying to get shit done.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta get stuff, like, let's go. Like,
and so people always tell me, I just thought you were mean.
Do people ever say, you know, you'd be a lot prettier if you smiled?
Oh my God, I cannot tell you. I had a boss that I worked with at Staples.
Ugh.
And he used to tell me that all the time. You'd be so pretty if you'd smile more.
So you know what, I'm ugly?
Yeah, I'm like, the first thing I thought of was, fuck you, dude. Like, I don't need to smile to be pretty.
They would say that to my sister. She used to work at a grocery store, and they would say that to her all the time. And she's like, you know my sister.
Yes.
And back then, she's a lot calmer now. Back
so
then,
I've heard.
It was,
yeah.
You know, and I'm like, but why would they say that? She's like, I'm just trying to work and get your groceries out of here so I can get the next person through.
Right?
You know, I'm here for 8 hours.
Not everybody has to be Sunshine Sally.
Yeah.
Like, if we were all like Sunshine Sally all the time, oh my God, I would be a mass murderer. I'd be a serial killer.
And some days I'm very, I think most days I'm in a good mood, but some days I just don't want to talk to anybody and just...
Well, I have people at work don't talk to me unless they see coffee on my desk, because if I haven't had at least one cup of coffee, nobody talks to me.
Well, that's...
because I have trained them well.
Yeah, if they're coming in and they don't see coffee, then...
So, anyway... You have anything else that you want to say before we sign off on this New Kids on the Block episode?
I love the guys. I love the guys for bringing us together and being friends. And, you know, I haven't technically met Kris, but I feel like I haven't physically met her in person, but I feel like I know you so well, and I feel like I know her, and...
What is this song that is on right now? This is not New Kids.
It's not a New Kids song.
This is Soluna? I do not know who you are, but our playlist must be over because... Oh, yeah. Oh, this is...
way past the playlist.
Oh, that's 98 degrees.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks. All right. Well, I'm going to do my little administrative stuff now.
Oh, wait.
Wait, okay.
Thank you for having me,
Oh, you're welcome.
Van and
You're
Kris. I appreciate it.
Yes.
I've had a lot of fun.
Yes.
And hopefully I can be a guest again.
Well, you will be, because after we're done here, we're going to do a coffee break or two. So
Okay.
she'll be back.
I'll be back. Bye, guys.
All right. So you guys can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I think that's it. And you can listen to, I always miss one or two.
Kris is like, you're missing one, you're missing
She
one.
always corrects me. You can listen to us on pretty much anywhere you can listen to a podcast, but you can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and anywhere else. I know I probably missed one or two. Kris will be screaming at me, but that's okay. And you can email us at spikedcoffeeandsarcasm@gmail.com. When Kris gets back, we'll go back to our normal, talking about real life and giving advice and doing all that good stuff, maybe. And we'll back with coffee breaks. Anyway, okay, that's it. Bye.
Bye.